Hello gang, and welcome back to Collabria. That's right, Ham here with our continuation. It's kind of like a part 2 of the previous episode we did, where we were starting to shift Southbank down here from a coal-fueled industry into an oil-powered powerhouse. And then we're going to shift that coal power out into the smaller sort of suburban towns, as we might say, to get them growing and get them powered up and brought into the industrial revolution that is Collabria at the moment. And so it's nice and fitting that we're pulling into our oil port that we put in down here last time. We're going to do some fine-tune adjustments here because we are going to be using a second part of the port today for our new ships that are going to be taking the refined fuel out to the fuel refinery and then bring the fuel back into Southbank. So we're going to be using a second platform just down the side here. So we're going to have to do a little bit more decoration there. We do have to rebuild the port where the fuel refinery is. Currently the port there where it's handling a lot of the food and the mail that's getting then shipped up further north for a timber trade is a bit bugged at the moment. So we're going to demolish it and we're going to rebuild that straight up today. Then we're also going to once we've got the refined fuel working, we're going to start shifting the coal that's being brought in to Southbank here. We're going to shift it back on the grain trains and be a little bit cheeky, because then it's really going to cash flow those grain trains, and they're going to make a bucket load of cash when we do that. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing there today, and then we'll see how much further we get, because we do need to turn our attention to some of the other towns out and about. Let's have a look now. Just have a look at the overlay. So if we look here, this is where we were. We just pulled in over here. As we know, we've been following along. West Ham, I kind of want to start turning a little bit of attention to West Ham and probably getting them fueled up as well, considering that they are getting a little bit stored there. But we can start saying, hey, West Ham, why don't you actually have some fuel so you can actually start expanding and growing? We might also look at getting them a bit of a, you know what, I was thinking maybe a passenger terminal to get some passengers sent across to Southbank and potentially up to Cambridge as well, because we haven't done a lot of passenger stuff for these towns, and I think we should. The other cool thing is we could probably really give them a nice train station and probably send a nice coastal train up parallel with that bridge, and then just maybe join into the track. That could be a future episode to do, but that was just something I thought of. This port here at Bewdley is the one that's a little bit bugged, and you'll see what I mean. So if anyone knows, I like to expand my ports and just get them out and built out a little bit. If we just go in here, we can actually see. Now, I tried a lot of this offline. It just constantly keeps saying docks outside of navigable waters. I even took the road off here. I did a lot of stuff to try and fix it and sort it. I just couldn't in the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete this out and rebuild it, because I want to expand the port in this whole area to incorporate the fuel refinery. So when we bring our fuel refined ships in, we've got a nice, big, hefty port in and around here. So that's the first job today. And like I said, just to give you a visual representation, so those grain trains that we're sending this grain over to here, and we're picking up the grain here, those grain trains are now going to be, and we've got these coal trains up here, right? So these coal trains, they're also the trash train. So they're going to be bringing the trash back to here. So I kind of want to keep them in circuit. So I know we could just send the coal straight to there. I don't want to. We can make a lot of money by sending it down here, bringing trash back, and then picking the coal up with the grain train and bring it back. And then, yeah, we can make a lot more money doing that. So we're going to do that. Not that we need the money, but we also want our trains to run profitably. Like, we like to be touching the blue, okay? I like to say that a lot, but we want to touch the blue, don't touch the red. Okay, first job on the cards today, and I've already taken the road off, so they've stopped getting a supply of everything down here. So let's get ahead with that now. Actually, how many lines have you got on you? 2. They should connect back up when I do it. I'm just going to go ahead and blow that up, just because it wasn't happy It just wasn't happy. Okay. Just to put it simply, nothing was happy about it. And we can actually see our build angle here. So what I'm going to do, I've made the water down here a touch deeper as well. I'm actually going to take that through to there because I don't need all. Oh, actually, that's a slight bit of river there that Stevens had. So I'll keep that like that. Okay. There is a little bit of a mouth of a river there. Just smooth that off. Okay. Keep that little bit of flow of just like sort of estuary, little pond section up in there. Okay, we'll get our square tool back here. And then I'm just going to simply just cut you back nicely. I think you're as far as you can go there. That's pretty much it. But I do want to maybe just bring you out level with that. Just to give me a little bit of land to play with for that. I think that works okay. The other thing is we might go ahead and just dredge this now. So I'm actually going to give this a full dredge, as they probably would, considering that it's going to become a major sort of port section as well now. As we'll take that angle there, we'll dredge that down. I'll even dredge that bank out of there, and then we'll just get our smoothing tool once again, just to polish that off. And that'll do that. Now that edge is quite chunky through there, so I'm just going to go ahead and soften that bank, and that'll be fine there. I probably should clean that up. Right, just clean it up until about that edge, thanks. And that should do us right there. Right, I'm hoping now we're going to have some. Actually, you know what? I can square that in there. That'll be fine. Okay. That'll be just fine. Now, I'm hoping now we can kind of get what we want. So let's go to the port itself. Let's go to the docks here. I'm going to bring you down here just to give myself a little bit of room. I guess it doesn't matter where I actually build this because I'm actually going to modularize this now to work in conjunction with how I want it. So the way I do that is I typically then will just put that in, and then I will delete all of that, and then I'll go ahead and put in what I want to put in, and I'll probably go like something like that. And this is working much better already. You're not going to let me go up there, are you? What if we do that? You're still not. Why won't you do that? Is it because you're blocked by something? It's kind of being odd. I don't know what's going on with it. Give me a section like that. Will you allow me to have that? Yes. And then no more. Odd that I can have that, but I can't. I mean, that's as far as I probably need anyway, to be honest. I just wanted to take it a little bit further, but it makes no difference. I'm going to get rid of this because that's going to give me the length I want over here now to do what I want there. I'm going to get that right in. I'm actually going to tuck a building, a warehouse. Do I want to put them in here? I kind of want to put them on the inside here like this for good reason. It will just mix it up a little bit, you know. It's kind of nice to mix them up just a touch. I'll put one out here because that's going to line up with these guys. And I think that's pretty good. We don't need to go too much more. However, I do want to... Are you going to... Yeah, you are going to allow me to have that. And that way I might be able to dredge just that little shoal out just there. Just a little bit further. But it does pretty much give me what I want here. See, that's quite odd. I will allow that. I think it's fine. It'll be fine. We can do some activity there. Now, this one here, I'm actually going to take you out. You are a smaller one. I'm actually going to have you like that. Like that. Like there's a little channel that just heads up into that way. Now that's going to take the large boat section out of it. No, it's not. The big boats can still pull into that, I think. You're going to have that. And you're going to have that. And you're going to have that. I wonder if I should put some bigger ones just on there. Huh. That's a good question, Ham. Well asked. The other thing is, can I actually get rid of that? Let me just see if I can put this in the way I want it. Yeah, actually, that's going to be better because that will line up. And I might leave a channel like that instead through there. Okay. That's going to make me happy about that. The only difference is it's not going to make me happy in the fact that that doesn't really line up. But that sort of gives me the look I want there. If I just come out here and I can just soften that off as well. Just through there. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. You know, we can get some like little small boats up in there and stuff. Just give me that back to that, please. Yeah, like that. You know, you can just float some little small boats. I think we've got them. I don't know. Maybe we don't. I'll have a look. But it doesn't matter for decorative purposes. The main thing is we've got our port down in here. Let's see if we can get some landings on here. That's going to be the biggest thing. If we can now get the landings on. Outside of navigatable waters. Okay, you guys are going to be fine. So that's brilliant. I'll even go ahead and chuck one there and there. What I'll just do is I'll take the land back here a little bit. Right, always just chunk the land. Oh, okay, now I know why we couldn't put that up there further. That's fine. Just always chunk the land out. I don't even think I will. No, I'll leave that side of the beach just there because I only need a couple of big ones just here. Right. So I only need that like that. Then we will put our landing in. Right, we can get that big one there. That's kind of all we need. And they're two smaller ones. Yeah. Do I need any? I only need one large one, don't I? I'm going to take this one out of here. And that one. We just don't need that. There's three there. And if need be, can I get one down here? No, but I could probably put that in there. And then we can, if we needed it, you know, if we needed it. So you're coming into that one. And you're both coming into that one. Manage that line. When you come into Bewdley, can you come in on 5, please? And that'll be fine there, like that. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I much prefer that. The other thing is now I can reclaim this land and just fix that up. Sorry, I was just leant back away from the microphone there a little bit. So I can just pull this forward just to there, which is good. Let me just adjust my chair. That's better. Now, we have to also, we have to get our connection points sorted. I'm not thrilled about that, to be honest. I think I'm more thrilled if I do something like a double warehouse. Yeah, I think I'm more thrilled with something like that. You know, I actually like that a little more. Just negative that out. You know, we've still got to make things look good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll do it like this. It cleans up a lot of that edge. Then what we'll do is we'll put our bits in. Put your bits in. Put your bits in. Now, there is an edge there, so I'm not going to do that. We're also going to put our bits in where? How much room do we have around here? I'm just thinking maybe we'll just put our bits in here. We can get a road there, though. I'll put them in across here as well. that gives us a connection straight to the point. Okay, leave that. That'll be fine. Will it though? Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Okay, bring our little dirt road down in here, please. Country road. Get a little curve up. Right, now does that still have... Because I don't think we're not using vehicles for that. So we might need a straight connection from the back of the farm here. Right. Down into the port. Now, is that going to give us... That's going to give us connection to all of that then. Brilliant. Not too worried about that. We can always just lift and shift with a couple of vehicles if we need to for that. And that's got connection there. So our boats will come in here and give connection there. Am I worried about anything here in the terms of a bridge, like a small bridge? Not particularly. Like, I wouldn't be stressing about it, but at the same time, let's just see if we can get a little bit of an arched bridge here, like a little causeway. And I kind of really like that old iron bridge going over that. It's a little bit extreme for what we've got going on here. You would probably typically see something more like that. And I'm probably more happy with something like that. Let me just see what else we have here. And potentially maybe even stone, given the early era of it. But we are moving. It is 1920. So these iron sort of style bridges would have been coming in. That's got no, yeah, well, I mean, they would have built things like that. It's a little bit heavy for the area. I think we'll just stick with that. Okay, and that'll do that nicely. Yeah, that'll just do that nicely, right? And then, yeah, look, maybe you would put your tinny under there, or we would call them tinnies, your little boat, but whatever. I want to, because I just want to give the illusion that we do have proper road connections coming into play out and about in these areas, right? For connective purposes. That's not square. It's because this building here is not square. But that's okay. Just we'll basically get a connection point here, like that, and then pull another road like that. And I want to make it look like there's a road heading out to this little thing. Yeah, this little boat builder. God. Words with ham. It's a Monday morning for me, so everyone shut up. Gonna have it like that. Okay, so that's pretty much that in a hat. We can't take that any further because of that reason, so therefore I will destroy that corner there. Right, that gives us purpose, rhyme and reason. It's very heavy duty little port down in here, but if you consider the fact that we've got all of these factories in and around the place, timber yards and so forth, I think it's warranted to have something like that. Now, I'm going to do something here I don't normally do. We're going to chuck in some waypoints. You're going to come in this side. No. I think we're going to come in this side. And we're going to go out that side. I'm going to tell every ship that is the path that you have to take from now on when you come in here. So when they're deciding to go in that side and out the other. But my big ships are going to... okay, yeah, all right, well, we'll do it like that. So we will say you will come out this way, slight twizzle, and you will come in this way. Okay, that'll be fine. You're already doing that, so that's fine. You're not doing that, so manage the, and you've decided to cut right over the shallows of the water, and I don't like that, so we'll manage that line. Now, you're going to, after Minehead, you're going to come through this way. Well, you do a cranky turn there, don't you? And then after Bewdley, you're going to come through here. You do a cranky turn there. Let's see if I can fix that. You still do a cranky turn, but deal with it. Okay. I just want the ships doing that. And plus it gives our port like, you know, it gives a port like, hey, you go through this side, you come in this side, right? Right, we got it. Everyone's happy with that? Sure, whatever. Okay, next, let's punch in, now that I've got that working, let's punch in a new line that goes from here over to here. So, I've got to tell you at Southbank that you're going to be in number 2. No, hang on. Am I going to be able to get you down? I can't. Oh, I foresee a problem. Can I do something here? I really want. I need to switch these two around. Okay. 1 second. We're going to have to do some adjustments down here. I don't know if the game's going to like this, but I don't need that. I don't need that small piece there. That, and this. I don't know if I'm about to upset the apple cart here, but I want the big one there. I want the big one. And the small ones there. Brilliant. Oh, I've just had a door slam upstairs. It scared the dog, and it also just gave me a little bit of a jump scare. Whoops. Okay, now. That was loud. The poor dog almost had a heart attack. Okay, so you're going to come in at SouthBank at 6, please. Brilliant. Over here at Bewdley. Now, after SouthBank, actually, yeah, you're going to see this is where the trouble I was facing, because now I have to bring the ship in. Well, actually, it wants to come in this way. So after SouthBank, you're going to hit here. Then you're going to turn for Bewdley, which is going to be on number 4. And then you're telling yourself to come back out through there anyway, so I don't need to. That's totally fine. Yeah, that still works for me. Look, they're going to cross. They're all going to cross in here, but so be it, Jedi. Right, and that line will be like, well, let's go with that. That seems like a fun color for the water for our fuel one. And we're also going to call this the South. Oh, wait, hang on. Naming conventions. I've got to get off my own naming conventions here and just remember what we do for naming conventions here. We put an SB in front. Right, okay. SB. And we're going to call it SouthBank. Is it, are you sure you don't want to give it a SB like that? Yeah, SouthBank. I'm just going to call it Fuel Shipping Co. SouthBank Fuel Shipping Co. Enter. All right. And lovely is the word for that. So what we do is we buy a heap of cargo. We want the Vandals because they're the best. And I'm probably going to get maybe, let's say 6 to start with. And they'll be set on SouthBank Fuel Shipping Co. All right. We get that, got it, and good. The other cool thing we can probably look at doing soon, if we need be, is start to get this fuel. Remember we did our upgrade to the station down here last time to expand it. Well, we can do a little bit more of an upgrade if we need to be able to train some oil down, or we could train it. We could probably train it down into here, couldn't we? Yeah, we could. We'll look at that. We'll come to that as we need it. Southbank do require a hefty amount of fuel. Right, so before we let those ships sail off into the sunset and well, actually, no, we can let them go now. So let's hit the play button. We can let them go now. And while we do that, we're going to tell, so let's look at this because we popped in this little truck drop-off point. We're going to have to do some adjustments to this today where I actually am going to need to put in this building, right? Because we need to now pick up and drop off here because we're going to be picking up the coal when it comes back, dropping off the grain coming in. So last time out, I did a little pop decoration section. So, well, hang on. Should we put this? Okay. Before we do that, I'm going to do exactly what I did last time. I know it was actually funny. It's quite uncanny because I went to start on this and then I went, hang on, we need to do the decorative part here. Well, we don't need to do too much decorative section down here. We can keep it pretty simple, Simon said the pieman. We get our oil industry. I'm going to slot this in. The brilliant thing is I can build anywhere, and I'm going to. I want to build this on here. I want to actually put this physically on here. Like that. Right, I'm physically just going to have that on the wharf. Then I'm going to get this section, which you know I love this bit. I'm going to pipe this in. I need to pipe it in probably. Ooh, now hang on. Probably needs to come this way. It doesn't matter that it clips and does whatever it does, but what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to have it like... Ham, you've kind of... No, this is right. Oops, this is right. We're okay. I could do this in the time lapse, but we don't need to do heaps on this at the moment. You need to come in there. Like that. Now, if you have a look at this asset, it's exactly this asset just here, FYI. Just so you get a mix-up of, like, so to show you exactly what it looks like and how it works. I'm just trying to give the illusion that we're sending the piping through, out, over, like that way. And I'm just going to get one more tank. If I can find a actual tank, which I know we can. I don't need that. That's a pump. Where did those oil... Were they under... They're not under that. No. Were they under this? This is chemicals. Here we go. Here we go. This is kind of what I want. And I kind of really want this, right? So something like this is going to give the illusion that we've got fuel coming back into here. Now, clearly that's not big enough. We could have adjusted the width, yeah. Whoa, like that. We could have made them really chungus. Humongous height scale. Yeah, okay, I really want the big ones. I want the big ones. And that way I can actually go ahead and put them like this then. You have to put them at the back like that. Yeah, that makes me happier about that. Right? Oh, now we've got it going on down here. Right? And so that's going to tell our ships... Oh, look at this already. That's where they're going to be picking up the oil. All right. Now, it kind of would be cool if we could find something to I don't want that. Potentially overhang, you know, over there. I could put in some pipe work that expands it out. Looks like it fills up and whatever. But I think that's kind of good enough for down here on this side. That just fills out the rest of what we need down here for the moment. And we're starting to take some really nice shape. I did actually put a crane in here the other day. Did some work on the corner of that, and then I didn't save it, so that was my bad. All right, now that we've got that done, back over to here because we have to pop in our new decorative section just here. Now, it seems a shame to demolish this section. It really does, doesn't it? It works quite well. If they just had a little, like, drop it off here and pick it up somewhere else, it'd be fantastic. But I think I'm just gonna have to readjust it, especially after all the nightmare I went through for this thing. What if it was just, it remained there as like the old section, and then we had to build a new section, you know, like they would just be like, well, we need this now, so we need to add a new section of something here. And I want to keep it away from the passengers still. Oh, by the way, Wingless, I did read your comment about the asset or the water fountain for this. It's just I've forgotten what it was under, but I know we have it because I used it in my if I just click on all, I used it in the live stream the other day. I tell you what, that's kind of cool. That's kind of really cool. I don't know what. Bugger, what was it under? And you did remind me, and I've completely forgotten already. That's my bad. But I'm pretty sure there was a fountain for up here. I mean, look, we could just chuck a lighthouse, which would be quite kind of nice. Okay, look, I tell you what. What I'm going to do, okay, let's have a look at this. Look at it in the way it is now. And I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, click my fingers, and we'll be back with something better. 3, 2, 1. Just like that, it's done again. Okay, so let's take you through what I've done down here. Ooh, we can see the coal is already building up down here. What's that about? Is that because we have a connection point to there? Ooh, now that's going to be oh, that has got a connection point to there. That's going to be Barney Rubble. Did I put that road in? I don't remember putting that road in. Do I need that? Is there any line that actually uses that road? No. So I'm going to sever all connections there. Now, it might have been that Stephen had put that in potentially. But I'm going to do something a little bit naughty. Do something cheeky like this. Now, I'm probably damning myself here and not being able to put in a, I'm going to build that anyway. Put in a second bit of track around there, but so be it. All right, I'm just going to have that. Come straight over to there. All right, if we want to have the illusion that there's a connection out to there, that's the illusion. Okay. I'm also going to do this. Not that I need to. It's more that I want to. You can have a little bypass down there if you want. And obviously we could retain that and do all that sort of stuff as well. I don't think we need to necessarily retain it. Yeah, let me take you down here though. I ended up fencing off the platforms for the people. Right, doing a little bit of fence work down here. We did find the water fountain, by the way. So thank you, Wingless. Fenced off all this area to make it safe for people up around here. I just think it adds to it. Just makes it just nice, just a touch of niceness. And then, yes, I've made sure there's a safety barrier for all of the passengers as well. Johnny, if you're watching this, you can't bring the union in on me now. They have safety barriers. Also, that fence doesn't make sense. It does talk about there. Right. So that's that in a hat. And then obviously down here, I've had to readjust the whole truck station. We're getting it ready now for pick up and drop off for coal, which we've just fixed that problem because the coal was just going to come down here, and I don't want it to because I want our trains to cheat and bring back the coal to make them fully loaded both ways. But you can see we have a one-way in and a one-way out, and I think it works quite nicely. And I've gone and retained the back section of it just because it was all chewing out. Managed to get this still working nicely, so we put a little path up in here, and I just think it just come in quite nicely down in here. Done a little bit of fencing stuff, and I think it just works for the time being. For the current age, it works quite fine. And is this one of our grain trains coming back without? So you can see here, when we get that second load of coal coming back now, it's going to make a huge difference. So what I'm going to do, these grain trains, right? I mean, these grain trucks, because they're only running one way, we're going to start getting these all running two ways. So what we're going to need to do is, because this has no connection in town, thanks very much for not having that, we're also going to need to put a building down in here to start feeding feed the people, okay? I'm going to go with 2. Now I'm literally going to plug it straight into the guts of town here. And yes, that's going to hurt a couple of buildings. I'd say more than a couple. It could go there, you know. It's got quite good coverage there. But the further down here you have it, the more coverage you get everywhere. So yeah, we're just going to wallop it in there. I'm going to start telling... Here's the thing. Because you don't have any connectivity there, I still need to deliver... I think we're still going to need to deliver this fuel to the town because it's just literally a placeholder at the moment, all right? Okay, so firstly, take these. How many vehicles we've got on that? We've got 20 on it. Okay. Let's manage the line. Let's just say, for the moment, after Park Road, can you add this station in here, please? And I'm going to tell you simply, I'm going to actually tell you what I want you to do. So we know at Bewdley SouthBank West, you're going to be loading that. Then we know at Park Road, you're going to be loading coal, but unloading grain. Then at Bewdley SouthBank Annex, we know that you're going to be loading nothing and unloading grain. However, we could probably tell you to load that, and on your way out, just put a little cheeky truck stop here to drop off fuel. You know? On your way out. What coverage do you get with that? You get quite good coverage, don't you? I mean, you could pick it up here. What's to say we couldn't? Okay, manage that line. What's to say we couldn't pick it up at Bewdley at platform 2 and then add this at platform 1, and we say, hey, so at platform 2, no, I've done that all wrong, have I? Hang on. Pause for a second while I get this sorted. Okay, let's manage the line here. Park Road. Let's start at Park Road. At Park Road, we know that we're loading we're loading coal and unloading grain. That's fine. And then we bring our coal down to Bewdley Annex. Bewdley Annex number 2. And we know that we want to unload coal and load fuel. Okay. Now, hang on to that thought. No, we don't want to load that there. We could load it there. We're going to swing around here and load it. Then we know here, we're then going to tell you to load fuel. I mean, they could load and unload at the same place, couldn't they? It makes no difference. Yeah, okay. Get rid of that one. They can unload and load at the same place. Much of much. It just depends how you want your trucks to run, I guess. I could do something very tricky here, which might help the situation also. But we will unload the coal and we will load the fuel. Right? No, because we were unloading at the same place. That's why I had it, Ham. Yeah. So yeah. So that's right. Unload the coal, pick up the fuel, add that, then just unload the fuel. That's how that's right. That's right. Now I'm also going to go minimum time, any full, minimum time, full and any, minimum time, any and full. Now I might need to put more trains on that as well. This one, please. I'm in trucks also. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. So that saves us having to put the truck drop off there. Okay, so now we're going to see, quite interestingly, if we're going to say, hey, your consumers are now going to be, let's hit the turbos. Your consumers, I want to now be Bewdley. So we're going to have to see if this is going to start working. So this hasn't stopped. The trains will still be picking up from there. I might need to tell my grain trains. I might need to tell these guys what I want them to do. So manage the line here as well, okay? So at SouthBank Port Freight, right? SouthBank Port Freight, full if any, minimum time. And I want you to load that if you can, please. Okay. And you're simply unloading that also, but we know that already. Then at Bewdley Southbank Freight, right, which is this one. This one, because the highlighted blue. We know here that you're going to load that and you're going to unload that. And that's all we need to tell you guys to do. This one here, what are you? Oh, yeah, you're fine. Can you also have minimum stop time there, please? Minimum stop time on all of them, pretty much. Thanks. 40 seconds for that one. That's fine. Okay, so that hopefully will then tell them what they need to do now. Good, you don't have a connection to that. That's all fine. So I'm hoping the fact that they're all now being told that they have to come into here and do this, it's gonna help out. The other thing is we're gonna need to check this line, and we're gonna need to say Bewdley grain and should we call it fuel? Truck. Okay. Give it like an orangey color then. Give it like an in-betweeny color. Yeah, like that. Now we've got a rate of 190 at every 23 seconds. That's still quite a fair wallop. SouthBank want a total of that. We have to actually, though, say, who are your consumers? No one yet. We need actually shipments to be landing in and heading out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, how are our ships down here doing? They're not doing brilliantly, but at the same time, we could be shutting down this whole coal power plant to focus more on the actual oil production side of things. However, you're going to need to tell, when you come in, you do have connection to that. Where is our fuel being delivered from, though? SouthBank food truck, SouthBank fuel truck. Right, so this should have no problem picking up the fuel that comes back in on these ships. Are you producing fuel? Right, you are. So, let's just say... This is interesting now. Because you do have connection to that. So you're going to still keep feeding that. I need to somehow tell you, I don't want you producing coal power anymore. There's our trash looking down here. Yeah, well, I've told you you're not taking trash anymore, so that's fine, actually. So that's actually quite good. Good. Okay, we've got coal on the deck here. Okay, brilliant. But, however, there's still 2 grain there. So manage that line for a second. Bewdley, it's Southbank Port Freight. Okay, you know not to pick up trash, so that's good. That's good. Because that's going to leave the coal train that comes down. That's going to leave... manage the line. That's going to leave the coal. So Southbank Port Freight. So I want you to load that on the way back, and you're unloading that. Okay, down here. At Southbank Coal Mine, you're obviously loading that, and you're unloading that, right? We know that, okay? That much we do know. That should not change this at all. I wonder if we should potentially... The percentage is dropping down. Have I done something wrong here? I just need to make sure I haven't stuffed that up. Manage the line. Southbank Coal. Load coal. Unload trash. Southbank Port. Load trash. Unload coal. Eek. Okay, let me just put a cut in here so I can just go ahead and just make sure everything's running tickety-boo, and then we can crack on. Okay, so I've let things just roll forward. I had to spread my ships out. I actually ended up selling one of these ships that was going between the fuel refinery out here and into port here. I also had to tell Bewdley Southbank Grain Food Service to not be taking fuel and oil, as it was starting to harvest everything from the Southbank the fuel shipping company. All right. So these ones, I took one ship off. However, I might end up putting another one back on here soon. They weren't spread out very well, so I had to start doing some work in spreading them. That's the wrong one. That's not that one. Is that? Here we go. So we're starting to now, we're now starting to take bigger loads of refined fuel out of here. The other thing is the demand. This oil well is not going to be able to keep up the demand now for what we've got going on down here, because the consumption was going up over the 400 mark, especially now that we're potentially going to be shutting this down, and it is starting to come down a little bit, is the coal power plant. And in fact, is there a way to input off? So here we go here. Industry production level input off. All right. So if I now start turning that factory off, that means that all of our coal here, which is dying off here, it's now, okay, it's on the rebound. We're on the rebound because we're switching to coal. This was always going to be a bit of a teething issue, okay? Now, is your, and you're starting to, your consumption now is going up because, look, these guys do still want a fair bit of fuel, and they are starting to get it. So we know that our little ring around the rosy here is working for what we need it to do. The only difference is it's just going to be a matter of time for this to build up and sort itself out. However, it is starting to do that now, which is really good. The other thing I want to do with these... this is one of the grain trains coming in, right? The other thing I want to do with this thing, you can start... We'll start to see soon if they start to make a little bit of money. I want to upgrade the coal trains and start getting them potentially. Let's see how much we make for that, just a little bit there. 300 and something thousand. So these guys are going to start making some profit on the way back now. The other thing is then we end up with 30 on the deck here. I don't know if we're going to need more trucks. The trucks seem to be flowing at a fairly decent pace. Here's our coal train. Now bringing back some trash as well. So the trash is going to start building up more and more. The more industries get fed over here for Southbank, the more trash will build up. So in time, these trains will end up starting to take a bit. And there we go there. So it's going to take a full 91. I'm thinking I might pull these trains to be in line with the grain trains. And I'm thinking, look, they're okay at the moment. What click are these guys doing? They're doing 46, 47. And these guys are going much quicker. They're running the 10-wheeler. I'm thinking we might upgrade these, you know. They do make all right money. The train they're running is the Russian class PV. Let's just manage these vehicles if we can and just have a little look here. If I wanted to replace the Russian PV... now, let's just have a look here. The PV here is such a cheap train. It does do 60, but it's not great. The Mogul we haven't used, it's fairly cheap. It cracks out of the 75 with a 400 kilowatt and 80 kilonewtons. So it's definitely an upgrade for the price. The PLM, it's got a little bit more grunt to it, but less speed. This one, I think we can put the 10-wheeler on it. I'm happy to put the 10-wheeler on these. Okay, I'm happy to do that. And look, potentially the wagons, right? So cargo wagons. In terms of these, we're using these old, the old things, are we? I think we're using the old ones, aren't we? Yeah, we're using these gondolas. These are the gondolas, aren't they? They take 7 apiece. Whereas we could be switching these out now to... what? These. So if we just have a look at this for a sec, we're at a capacity of 91. 91 at 114 meters. We can go a capacity of 120 at 138 meters. How about we do that? 108 capacity. They go a little bit quicker clap. They're also 15 ton. They're 20 ton. Yeah, I think we'll just run these. I don't think we need to worry about that too much. And then we're good. And then that's a good little upgrade that just brings them into line with the grain trains. It would be nice to paint these trains a little bit of a different color. Is there anything cheaper than the 10-wheeler that's just as quick? The A3s are more of a passenger, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a passenger train. The Atlantic, no. This one here, looking at 279 at 75 clicks, 460 kilowatts, 150 kilonewtons of tractive effort. Now that... where'd it go? Which one was it? Not the OB. It was this one here. 150, 460. I think the 10-wheeler, we'll just keep it with the 10-wheeler. However, the 10-wheeler, I'm going to switch it out to be black. Oh, it's black with blue boilers. How do I feel about that? I don't. What would go with blue boilers? Maybe like a Is that going to be too much? Oh yeah, that's no good. Come on, let's hit something cool here. Blue and green should never be seen, Ham. What about if we went with something like a grey train? I don't know how that's going to look. I actually don't know how that's going to look. But I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway, okay? Just so I can, just so I don't get, it's not so much, so I can say, oh, that's great, it's fancy. It's more so I can denote between the grain train and the actual coal trains. All right, modify that for 10 million. All right, let's go and have a look at them now if we can. So here it is here. There it is. Oh, actually, you know, that looks quite good. And I'm potentially thinking we could even put more wagons on that now, seeing as this is rising and rising each time. Now and look at this, more coal coming back here now. So this is really actually starting to look good for us in terms of, and for Bewdley. This is going to look really good for us in terms of what we need done down here. Now, the capacity, yeah, okay. And there's a nice steady flow, so that's good. I think, all in all, that's going to come along nicely, which is going to start getting Bewdley. Now, is our fuel actually working? We don't have enough coal incoming at a regular click. That's the only trouble. How's our fuel doing for down here? Because I feel like our fuel rate still seems quite steady, to be honest. Wait a minute. Have you just increased how much coal you're getting? Did I not configure you to not take input off? You can let me know if this is actually a thing that works, but I've told it the input's off, which means that all the coal that gets dropped here it's still but yeah, very interesting as to why you're deciding to take coal back, and where are you taking it back to, and how are you getting it transported to somewhere else. Please tell me you're not dumping it here. Oh God. Okay, they're putting it down here. So then these guys are backing up and picking it up here anyway. It doesn't take it all. Okay, manage the line. At Southbank Freight Way, okay, just don't load anything, don't unload anything. And then for this one here, manage the line at Southbank Freight. This one. Don't load anything, don't unload anything, okay? So just don't do that for me from now on, okay? I need you to do it all down here, which would make more sense for us. Okay, well that makes more sense, because now this here, while it still, I don't know, seems to be doing a thing, it still seems to be chugging along. It means now that things are working down here swimmingly. Just let me double check this. I know there's a lot of double checking and back and forth and flip and flopping, and this one's actually doing quite well now, and when it starts to do so, we can see I made my adjustments around here, I think it was, to stop the food ones doing what they have to do. We got rid of a ship, and I think now this is working quite well. So they're not brilliant, but they're doing what they need to do. And once we start getting more oil sent down, it's only going to increase the amount of crude we've got stored in here. And you can see our ships, like these, they're running next to full. If you put another ship on there, yeah, we get more in. How much is on the deck there? But then we've already got a ship here, so we've probably got that line maxed out. It's just a case of we need to get that down into here. So we have to do that next time out. And while we're doing that, we're going to start turning our attention to West Ham. We're going to start getting West Ham sorted out also. Hey gang, here, Future Ham. I've just gone ahead and added a few more trucks onto our delivery services down here at Southbank. We only had 10 doing the fuel and trash truck. Well, I've actually gone and upped that to 16. However, I still feel like it's not enough. I actually feel like it's not enough because they're actually splitting it across both. I don't mind them splitting it across both. I think because, and here's the deal. The food one goes over to a truck stop over there, and the fuel one goes down over here. So I don't actually mind them splitting the workloads between them because it gets extra deliveries around town. If we have a look, we can see that there is quite a mix when it comes to stuff being delivered, like the fuel is getting hit over here by that because this truck stop doesn't deliver to everything, and neither does this truck stop. So it makes sense for the fact that we do have them splitting and doing two jobs. However, I still think we could do with another couple of more vehicles. See, we had 10, I put 16. You can see them here actually. I'll add another 4. Let's just get 20 on there. They are just delivery trucks. Like, the more we can get the product delivered out, the greater increase for demand at our refineries. Okay, so and that's essentially what we want. We want that demand to lift, and we want that growth, that production, that growth and delivery to lift as well. And you can see here we've skyrocketed up to 180-ish now anyway on average, so that's a really positive note for us there. We'll keep playing that with that as we go. But anyway, it's a future edit. I just went in to double check something and I thought I didn't put extra trucks on the delivery line. Now we have. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a good crack on for part 2 of our. We're going to turn it into a part 3 now, okay? So part 2 has done exactly what I needed it to do. We just need more of everything, okay? Now the industry start to blow up, we need more of everything. All right, gang. I want to do the passenger ride. While on air. We're also going to have to start sending conmats. That will be something. Maybe we look at doing that. Start sending some conmats and tools. Okay, next episode. West Ham's going to have to just wait. Next episode, I want to get tools into Southbank. I want to get conmats into Southbank. Potentially, we'll look at anything else we can do. I just want to get Southbank just absolutely going gangbusters, okay? Sorry, West Ham. You're just going to have to hold out a little bit longer, buddy. All right, team. Team. You're the... Okay. What are you doing, buddy? We're going to ride the Cambridge Cruiser, everyone. We're over here, by the way. So brilliant. Let's get on board. Please, thank you for hanging out today for this episode. Part 2 in the books. Part 3. Inbound. We're doing a 3-part series of Southbank here now. It went from a 1.5 to a 2 to now a 3-parter just to get Southbank fed. I'm fed up with Southbank, so we're going to feed it. All right, let's go at a lovely 2 times click. No, 1 times. All right, team, that's it. Stay safe wherever you are. Stay glued to your screen for plenty more. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Your thoughts are always valuable, and I value your input into the game because I know a lot of you have a lot of experience in this game. Okay, that's it. Please like if you haven't. It does help the channel out and all the other channels that are doing the series as well. Subscribe also if you haven't to stay up to date. We've got so much coming in November and December, game-wise. So stay glued to your screen for plenty more. And get out of here.